hey, you know, you have competition, they're giving us a better rate, blah, 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 blah. Can you do it for this price? And it's like $22,000 cheaper. You know what I replied back? No. I said, no, absolutely not, sir. I think you should go with that other company. And then under that, I wrote, the cheapest business is not always the best business.
I was born to be a fighter, had these dreams and desires. I would be something better, energy, got a fire in my soul to keep burning.
Customers, they'll move forward when it's logical and emotional. So we can make it emotional and we can speak in a way where we really believe and transfer that emotion into them, but also we can make it logical too, okay? So I'd say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, we're probably not gonna be the one for you. It's probably gonna be the truth because, you know, in our industry, we have a lot of people that are at the race for the bottom and they do really bad work. What happens typically is, let me inform you about our industry, and it just is the truth. And I'm not saying it's gonna be your company, but here's what I found. Sometimes you're gonna get the guy that's the lowest price, but the lowest price isn't the best possible business. Is it, Mr. and Mrs. Customer? No. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, if you value a couple things, if you value getting the job done right, efficient, effective, and on time, then I'd be the one for you, but I will not be the best possible price. I guarantee it, because that's just not how good business works. So if you spent a little bit more money and got a better product, are you a customer that would make you happy? Because I got to qualify you as a customer too, because I might not want to do business with you, okay? It also happens in our industry when you pay somebody, they do half the job, and then they're gone because they're in another city. Like, these things happen, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. So I'm just gonna tell you, we are not the best deal, but we are the best service. There's two different things here, Mr. and Mrs. Customer. Yeah, you tracking me? Yeah, okay, cool, let's move forward. I'm telling customers that, guys, right out the gate. I'm telling them like the truth. I had a guy the other day, actually, I should pull up the email, show you guys this email. This guy says, hey man, I want you to fly out to Canada. You know, I don't know the conversion of money, but it sounds like if we all moved to Canada, we'd all be rich. You know what I mean? So he messages me and he's got 11 car dealers. And he's like, hey, I want you to come out and train my team, blah, blah, blah. We start talking. I can tell he really likes our service and he's really interested. Send him a proposal and he replies back with all of the executives, hey, you know, you have competition. They're giving us a better rate, blah, 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 blah. Can you do it for this price? And it's like $22,000 cheaper. You know what I replied back? No. I said, no, absolutely not, sir. I think you should go with that other company. And then under that, I wrote, the cheapest business is not always the best business. If I come out and I do the job one time and the job gets done and I'm certain the job will get done and you have been referred to me, remember that. You've been referred to me and I come out and do the job one time and it's done effectively, then you're not gonna have to pay for this training every single quarter like you have been. I'm not being arrogant, I'm not being cocky, I'm just being sure of myself. And I said, so if I were you, if you're just looking for somebody just to check the box in training and have somebody show up and just check the box in training, go with that other company. And if they turn out to be good, stay with them and be the best possible customer for them because you'll get more out of them. Like really take good care of that training company. But if you're looking for the Lamborghini, if you're looking for the Ferrari, if you're looking for a long-term partnership, if you're looking to know somebody for 10 years, if you're looking for somebody to do something that nobody's ever done inside of your company, then I'm the one, but you're gonna have to pay double the price, okay? So if that's you, then me and you are gonna be best friends and let's rock and roll. And I just wrote it out in an email and I fired it back to all the executives. I didn't even spell check the because I didn't even care. Hey, it's the Macklin Twins. Thanks for watching the video. Listen, if you want our free word track guide, 52 word tracks will teach you how to dominate sales, just text 480-780-2203. It'll teach you how to dominate. Let's get back to the video. Text us, let's go. I just sent it back and I can't spell, guys, so I know like 50 words are messed up. He wrote back right away and he said, that's what we need in our company. That confidence. And he said, let me talk to the partners, and if not, I'll cover the difference and I'll figure it out. And then he sent me, but I need you to make these 3 concessions for 3 extra days in another province. I was like, oh, is that states? What is that? What does that mean? Some of you guys are like, God, this guy's stupid. I know, but I know how to make millions in sales, okay? But, you know, I'm not a doctor. What I sent back to him is I said, hey man, I can't make concessions on this deal. The deal that I offered you is my best possible deal. I'm a very transparent person in the way I do business. I don't send my second best proposal. I send my first best proposal up front to make sure that we don't have to do the back and forth. The back and forth is from 30 years ago. I don't do back and forth, man. My first proposal is my best proposal. If you want me to come for 3 extra days, it's gonna be XYZ%. And he's like, all right, let's see if we can get the money together for that. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes, guys, check this out. If you have a closer anywhere in your business, a closer can go in, and like in car sales business, we'd have these closers go out, right? And they, you know, and I was one of the closers, but I had this Russian guy, right? And this Russian guy couldn't even talk, but when he would walk in, it would look like he wasn't moving on the deal. He'd say, hey, thanks for coming, appreciate it. Hey, if you guys need anything, you know, I appreciate you guys spending our time with you. Have a good day. And they'd be like, what? And they'd be like, I want to buy this car. And he'd be like, oh no, we don't do business the way that we used to, which is go back and forth 1,000 times. That's just not the transparent way to do business or a good way. So appreciate you. Have a good day. And they'd be like, okay, we'll do the deal. And then he'd be like, oh, very good, very good. That's what I thought. And then it'd be a deal, right? So it's like, you gotta exude confidence. You gotta believe in you. Also, let me explain to you a top performer mentality. Top performers aren't scared to lose deals. They're not scared to lose deals, man. We divorce ourselves from the outcome. Amateur salespeople, they're so concerned with making the money and making the deal that they just try to make every deal. And I understand when you're broke, you're just trying to make the deals and stuff like that, but you can't come off desperate. You can't come off not sure of yourself. You gotta come off stronger, like you believe in you. And if you do that, it's funny, the money just follows that. But when you're desperate and you're like, oh, I need every single customer, I'm like, I don't want every single customer. I typically, if you ever called me, I start the phone off like, hey man, tell me why you want me to train you. And they're like, what? I'm like, listen man, I don't take everybody, but I'm taking the right people that are looking for me. So I typically am gonna rank your commitment on this phone and just decide if we're a good fit for each other. Go ahead, tell me what you got. And they're like, wait, I was calling to get sold. Nah man, I kind of take this position of buyer versus seller. You know when you're going in to buy a car, you're like, hey, I want to buy this. And then the sales guy's like, here's what it does. Here's what it does. Here's what it does. I don't take that position. I take the position of the buyer. I'm like, tell me why you want to do business. Tell me why you're thinking about doing this. Tell me why we're having this meeting. Tell me why we're going through this process in your company. Tell me why your company is having these kinds of issues. Tell me exactly why you guys have even thought about doing this with inside of your company.